We adopted an 11-year-old cat from a shelter in Chicago. He and my 13-year-old daughter fell in love. This is them after she got back from a week at camp. Aww. They're best friends now. They're just hanging out. When you have, I feel like there's something to be said about like a kid and their, like, I don't know if this is her first pet, but there's a good bond between a kid and their pet for sure. My grandpa got bitten by a spider and he was really upset. So I went to get some cream before I could leave the room. I heard him say, "At this age, I can't handle the responsibility of being a Spider-Man. Oh no. I don't even have an Uncle Ben anymore." He's too late. Investor buys old hotel and transforms it into 139 micro apartments for the homeless. That's sweet. How did they end up working out? I would love to know a follow-up to that because that's a great headline. Weird, but a long time ago when I felt scared alone during 2 to 4 a.m., I always think about bakers in their bakery who are already up during that time doing their thing. Former bakery employee here. If you're ever sad or scared at 3 a.m., just remember that we're up preparing donuts, and the donuts are warm for you, and we hope that can give you a sense of security. My grandfather passed away today. Last night, all he wanted to do was to have one last beer with his sons. Just cracking open a cold one, and they all obliged. This makes me happy. Ben! Are you Ben? Yes. He's my best friend. He always comes to watch the match. Always. Aww. He's there to cheer him on, man. That's great. When you and your boy take different paths in life but still love each other, because it transcends what we do. It's what it's all about. Me, mental health. What if things really do get better? And they do. They do. It's a good thing to hold on to. My dog begging for whatever is on the stove, completely unaware he's asking for boiling water. Oh, just a little bit as a treat. I'm sure it's fine. He doesn't know. Yeah, it's the boiling water tax. It's on the stove. Give him a little bit. They thought it was a camera. Well, they're posing for their picture, so you may as well take one. Say cheese, and then pretend to take a picture. What bird am I hearing? Just a cardinal. Boring. Yeah, snore. Let's go find some good birds. And now he's looking for, he's doing some research about the birds of North America and finds where the cardinals normally are. And now he's here in Oregon singing his song again. But now the reaction is that a cardinal? No way, that's so rare. Wow, beautiful feathers. It's gorgeous. And he's basking in the appreciation. The owner of the photo says that the cat was pregnant and I put food for her every day. She disappeared for a week and the day came to show me her daughter. Aww. She said, "Look what I made." Okay, bye. Okay, time to sleep. Suck through the memory Rolodex. A classic. Compliments I got years ago. That's so you. Thanks, brain. The weatherman's dog had a small couch, which he needed because it's tough work being a dog. You ever try? I don't think so. One time when I was a barista, I was telling my coworkers that I suddenly really missed cows. I used to work with cows all the time back home, and then I moved away and suddenly it had been 4 years and nary a cow. 15 minutes later, this old guy came up to the counter with his address written on a napkin and he said, "Me and my wife have a whole herd of Dexters and a couple of new calves. Come on over anytime." So after work, I was like, okay, and I drove to the address and I parked at the gate and I walked down the driveway to the barn. And this woman was like, "Oh, my husband told me you might stop by. Come see our cows." And she introduced me to every single cow. Made my whole week. Thank you, cow couple. They heard your plea for bovines and they were there to answer the call. This is the story of a girl who cried a river that saved a struggling ecosystem. It's flourishing now, obviously. Thanks, lady. My girlfriend does nothing. Me. Wouldn't that make you cute? Dude, I send my girlfriend, anytime I see like a little hamster or a creature just existing, I send that to her and I just go, "This is you." Full stop, by the way, with a period. Proper punctuation's important. This is you. And she's like, "I'm doing nothing." And I was like, "You don't need to. You don't need to do a single thing. I find you adorable." Kids these days, accepting their queerness, being tolerant of each other's gender identities, it just delights the hell out of me. Be you, boldly and proudly. That's what he said, and I agree. Diamonds are formed under pressure, and bread dough rises when you let it rest. We're all our own things. What's motivating you may be crippling to others. There's an old saying, I think it's Russian. The same boiling water that softens the potato will harden the egg. Because, different things will aid different people. Or the same thing can affect people differently, rather, is what I mean. People can now adopt dogs who failed government training for being too friendly. That is the smallest dog I think this is what he sounds like. He's like, I really tried. I failed the test. Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Dr. Chang delivered me, and yesterday I helped him deliver a baby. I love full circle moments. Oh, that's great. They did it together. Farmers in Asia use ducks to weed and fertilize their rice fields. Oh, and they're just going through. They're going crazy. I always get shocked seeing what rice comes from. It never occurs to me that that the rice plant is, cultivated in that way. Look at that. The ducks are doing their job. It's a whole working system. Grandma, you need 4 more bites since you're 4 years. Me? But I'm 5, Grandma. Oh, well, I don't think you can eat that much. Me eats 5 bites to prove her wrong. Grandma, in case you haven't noticed, you've fallen right into my trap. Fool. My sister had her first son today. I caught a rare moment between 2 fathers. Aw. The one's comforting and one is holding the new baby. That's sweet. How I actually look versus how my grandma thinks I look. Well, don't worry, because you'll grow into it. It's all good. Don't even worry about it. Grandmas deserve to live forever. Aw, look at that. Just chilling out with her grandbaby, eating a little bit of ice cream, but they're both going to infinity and beyond. My grandpa left this surprise in my grandma's camera roll on her new phone. Aw. I love the 2 bottom photos where he's just smiling. That's great. That's so fun. Thanks. How come that one doesn't have helium? You'll see. Oh, it's because he wanted to have one. He's hanging out too. I got featured in Hong Kong's Museum of Memes. There's a what? It's the first time I've ever heard of this. Hong Kong has a meme museum. That's pretty interesting. Huh. I don't even know what to think about that. I guess that's only naturally going to happen, right? As the times continue to, as the clock continues to tick, right? Adulthood sucks, but you can buy yourself an ice cream whenever you want. That's right. Yes, you can. Everything is terrible, so I Googled dogs being interviewed and it helped. Getting a couple of these dogs on the microphone to hear their pressing opinions on things. It really revitalizes the spirit. My mom's cat was acting sick, so I went to the vet. Turns out she's healthy, but she's jealous of the attention that I'm getting. I'm sick. So we're acting like she is the sick one, so she won't be jealous anymore. Had to make sure she was getting appropriate attention. I've been very worried about Cheesecake lately because she's so bulbous. I was worried about worms, or worse, fluid buildup from FIP. I took her to the vet yesterday. They ran some tests looking for fluid. I was stricken with anxiety, heart racing. Untreated FIP is usually fatal to kittens, and losing Cheesecake would be too much. The vet comes back into my room and hands me my carrier with Cheesecake back in it. Her face doesn't indicate much. She looks at me, I look at her, I'm terrified. Just fat, she says. Cheesecake is just fat. And look at oh. Oh, what a relief. Started karate today. I stood next to a 5-year-old little girl on her first day. We learned the same steps in the dojo kun closing. I'm 10 times her size. Seen horrors in my years I hope she never even imagines. In that moment, we were equal. Never felt such a gracious humility before. That's a great way to look at it. Looking crazy in your getup too, man. The guy who mows the lawn in my building left a rectangle of wildflowers for bees to use, because it's nice for them to have. Before passing away from cancer, Don Anderson gave his daughter Lola a note. It was a diary entry that Lola had discarded as a child, expressing her dream of winning Olympic rowing gold. Her dad had kept it, and now Lola has achieved her dream by winning the gold medal. Oh, that's great. That's a very sweet moment. Wife 25 is accused of babying her husband with the lavish lunches she makes him every day. Is this for a child? I made lunch for you again, darling. Thank you, dear. And they love it. They love this little routine they're in. My brother proposed to his girlfriend. She's Chinese, so he learned to ask her in Mandarin. When she answered, he stared at her blankly. He forgot to learn the words for yes and no. Well, what happened? Finally have my own place. Invite my parents over for dinner. Make a meal they never made when I was a kid. Oh, it's getting good. Mom asks for leftovers in the recipe. Oh, you've done it. This crow couple has been together for more than 12 years. She broke her beak 8 years ago in a collision with a car. He has patiently fed her and loved her since. They have babies every year and she's an affectionate mother and the entire flock protect her. Living proof that compassion is not limited to humans. That's so sweet. Good for them. Good for crow them. My life, my mom, coming in and just, making a nice thing out of it. It's sweet. Telling me you're moving back in with your parents as a 30-year-old man is, I don't know. Hey, life isn't a straight line. If a man's got to regroup at base, so be it. Real strength's in adapting, not in clinging to pride. Let's not pretend we don't all need a hand sometimes. There's a strength in asking for help. This was taken the day a kid ran up to me and went, "Hi, Miss Frizzle." It made this curvy, hooked nose, curly-haired ginger science educator wearing a space dress very happy. Just saying. I mean, being compared to the Miss Frizzle's pretty dope. Nessie, where are you? Hey, Bob. Where have you been, old friend? It's been so long. Nobody believes in me anymore, so I stayed away for a while. I still believe in you, Nessie. I'll always believe in you. Thanks, Bob. That means a lot, because they're best friends, Bob and Nessie. They're best pals. One's got to hang out in the water, one on land, but that difference don't make them too far apart. Man dumped by wife for being bald and dumpy becomes real-life One Punch Man. Wow. Is it possible to learn this power? Oh, yes, indeed. My husband noticed that no one was eating the oranges. I said that I think I subconsciously avoid them because I have eczema on my hands, and peeling them hurts the little cuts. The next day, this was in the fridge. He proceeded to peel 6 oranges for me every Sunday to last the week, and has continued to do so when I want oranges. I never asked him to. I don't need anything fancy. To me, this is love. Love is peeling someone's orange when they don't have the, when they can't do it themselves to peel the orange for them. Absolutely. That's sweet. Heard my 6-year-old slowly and painstakingly reading a Nat Geo book about otters to his stuffed otter because, quote, I wanted him to know about his family. Ah, his little otter family. That's sweet. I know. My selfie skills are terrible. But just look at this baby penguin and everything will appear better. Well, thanks, Hugh. That is a very great penguin. Click. Why do you always take such random pictures? For them. Remember these days, honey? Oh, oh, wow. Oh, that's so sweet. Bit of an odd one. It's my 25th birthday. Are you able to place the pepperonis on the pizza in the shape of a 25? Oh, and they did. That's great. I just realized it. I was looking for it and they totally did. That's awesome. Progress after 1 year converting a water-dependent lawn to 70 species of mostly native plants in Ontario. 2022, it's pretty barren. 2023, look at all the life on that lawn. My wife, I hate the way I look. I look like a potato. How I see her, that's a mighty fine tater. Me rereading my own post every time someone likes it. Ah, yes. Quality content, finally. My boyfriend was slow cooking ribs and I guess they were done in the middle of the night. So this man wakes me up at 3 a.m. and goes, "Here, babe, I brought you a rib." So he sat in bed and ate ribs because that's how you do when you guys in love. You eat rib. 9th grader Paul Scott is blind, but he runs cross-country with the help of 4th grader Rebel Hayes, who guides Paul through courses with the use of a rope. Rebel trains every day so that he can keep up with the older kids because he never wants to let Paul down. He's a guide runner. That's so sweet. Certain types of sea urchins will pick up a shell with their 2 feet and wear it, with a behavior known as covering reaction. Mainly because they shy away from light. So aquariums, they 3D printed tiny hats. Oh, and they're like, let me wear these hats. That's great. Now get him in the TF2. This woman's husband and son died in a car crash on the way home from a game. She got invited to the next game only to see the players and staff wearing t-shirts with their photo on it, and they took a moment of silence. Oh, that's very sweet. This dad designed shoes to give his paralyzed daughter the sensation of walking. Oh, that's gonna kill me. That's even sweeter. Wow. Sneezed when everyone was asleep, and I'm getting 4 angry looks. Sorry, guys, my bad. Asked my 5-year-old to keep an eye on his sister while I served him dinner. I peek out of the kitchen and find him like this. Well, he's doing his best. You gave him a task, and he's following it to the letter. Still not over the fact when I got my prosthetic legs, they were like, do you want to be taller? And I was like, yeah. And then they made me 2 inches taller. You wish you were me. A little bit, yeah. That sounds awesome. Her, he's probably thinking about the mortgage, utility bills, taxes, grocery bills, and medical bills. Oh, a little bit of cuddling will, fix that right up. And he even got to be the little spoon. This summer's too hot. Me? Have you ever planted trees? No? Be a lot cooler if you did. Just saying. Solve your problem right up. Today I caught my 4-year-old son just staring off into space. I asked him if he was okay and he replied, yeah, just thinking about trucks. Which was funny because I had the exact same conversation with my 67-year-old retired father last week. Funny how things are a circle like that. When Tupac was in jail, Jim Carrey used to write him funny letters in an attempt to cheer him up. Tupac was a huge fan of the comedian. It's pretty fire. It's awesome from Jim. My sister going into labor and I look like this. I'm an uncle. Bless this post. What a fun post. One bad picture took over, but my God, was she trying to make it work. Look at this, serving candy. She was really trying to put the Willy Wonka spirit in action. Okay, but how does our daughter look like Woody Harrelson? You're an adorable, it's an ode to Cora. You're an adorable child, flattered to be compared. You have a wonderful smile. I just wish I had your hair. That's very sweet. You've made her day. Can't wait to show her this when she's older. You have another fan for life. That's great.